Hey guys,
I'm Jerry.
I'm Sierra,
We're ladies.
and we tangent.
Yeah, you look great.
What's up, everyone? Hello.
Hello. I don't know. I just kind of want to do something funkier with it.
Hi. Oh my god, hi.
Sorry.
Hello. How are you?
That is not the lyrics to that song. If you were like, we were doing a song?
Yeah, I was just trying to have a conversation with you in a deep voice. What are you talking about?
No. I never did.
She does say, how are you, at one point.
Oh.
I was like, don't you dare.
Yeah, she does. You're right.
Okay.
Fuck. Okay. I was supposed to play an Adele song for you, and I forgot.
Yeah, we had a tough night. We did 2 in a row, and I was so sleepy afterwards. So I think I just jetted, pretty much.
Yeah, you did.
Or we might have.
You just like skedoodle.
You know me, skedaddling.
I be skedaddling.
You know how I be
Mm-hmm.
doing.
So,
Yes.
I want to talk about my face for a second.
Okay.
We kind of talked about it earlier, but I'm going to address it here.
Okay.
So, you all know that I had COVID. Thank God. Before I found out I had COVID, I had one last wedding of the year, and it was at a venue at a national park. And I got to the door, and on the door, the sign said, regardless of vaccination status due to the federal mandate, everyone must wear a mask.
Sure.
And I was like, understood.
Great.
So I put my mask on and I walked
You're like,
in.
I have COVID.
Well, I didn't know at the time, but I was like, don't worry. I have a mask probably for everyone in my car. I have so many masks. So I put my mask on. I was one of maybe 4 people who wore a mask. And I wore it from the second I got there until I left, even outside. When I was instructing group photos, I realized, like, when I was almost finished, that I had been yelling through a mask the entire time. And at that point, I'm like, whatever, my face is warm. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, for sure. I kind of like them in the wintertime for that reason. Very nice.
So I then found out I had COVID. But even before that, we were wearing them at stores, and now after, we obviously wear them to doctor's appointments and everything like that. And my face has just fucking broke out terribly. And I know that we talked about in the self-diagnosing episode that I have dermatillomania. There's another word for it.
Excoriation disorder?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
And I don't think anyone has gotten to see how badly it is, because normally it's on my arms. Normally I'm picking at my arms and at my shoulders. Like, I have scars all over my arms from picking. But there have been times where I have picked my face so badly that I have just these open sores. And I have one now across my nose. And it is bad.
Yeah.
Like,
you can't see it right now.
Well, do you know how much makeup and powder I packed into that open wound?
Oh,
it's definitely gonna get
worse.
But I'm insecure about it. I felt like shit all week because I had this mark on my face.
Oh,
I did it to myself.
When I had those breakouts, remember how bad they would get? And it was worse because I would like dig at them with needles because I couldn't stop. Yeah.
That's what happened with this.
And then they would be so red, so
I'm
open.
Bruised.
And like, it would be bad. And then they hurt. That's the other thing that people don't. They're like, don't pick your face. Just let it go away on its own. Well, it hurts.
It's a compulsion.
And it hurt when it's in your skin underneath there. It fucking hurts. And the only thing that gives me relief is getting that out.
I wish my excuse was it hurt. It didn't. It was I needed the satisfaction of getting it out. And like, sorry if this is gross to people, but when I was looking and I was taking the needle to it, I thought that I could see something that was going to come out. But what I was seeing was just like
more skin. Or
was just like a pore.
Yes, because I've done that before, and I'm squeezing, digging, and then I'm like, it's just bleeding at this point.
And Shane came in when there's just blood pouring from my nose. And he's like, Jerry, I can't watch you do this. And I'm like, but I swear there's something there. Look, come look. And he's like, that is just a follicle.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing in there. And I'm like, I think there's something
I'm gonna
there.
get it.
And now my nose is like bruised.
Yeah.
It's swollen. It's bruised. There's a huge scab. Ollie keeps looking at me and going, boo, 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 boo.
You're like, yeah.
And I know we joke about picking and I know we talk about enjoying it, but like when it's a
compulsion like that, it's really bad.
And I have been able to keep it at bay for a really long time because my skin had cleared up, but the mask has just like, and especially because I've been wearing the mask in the wintertime. And so like normally the sun will dry out my skin and like clear it up and stuff, but I haven't been going outside. And so I've just been laying on my dirty sheets and recirculating the same air. And now it sucks.
I did the same thing when I would pick and then I would get a scab and then I'd pick open the scab constantly. And then
that's what happened today. And I was like, this will be better.
Yeah.
Because it'll be flat.
Nope. It's not. Because then it starts bleeding again and then you get a bigger scab.
Mm-hmm.
So I was doing that and I have like literal like deep marks, like scars from it. And I see it when I smile sometimes. There's like little dimples in my skin and I'm like, I know what that's from.
Couldn't leave that alone, could I?
Nope. Great. I gave myself scarring that otherwise wouldn't have been there. That's the thing when people say they have acne scarring because they get bad cystic acne. Like I did it to myself. But you can't help it. Literally, you can't. When it's that bad, I'm like, I would have to just like put something on my face or like not look at it because if I looked at it.
The problem was I was giving the kids a bath like
so you could
nightly.
See.
And so I would just stand in the mirror and pop. And now I'm trying to be aware that Ollie is watching me and I'm like, I don't want him, but at the same time I can't stop. That's how I know it's
a compulsion.
A compulsion is because I know that I shouldn't be and I know I don't want to because I don't want to set that example for my son, but I can't stop.
Literally can't stop doing it. It's terrible. I hate that.
So that's what I've been doing is digging at my face with a fucking needle and causing myself physical harm.
I hate that for you, but it is I mean, I get it.
You know the only thing that made me feel better?
What?
Is, okay, this is not sponsored.
Okay.
But Shane and I started using a subscription service for perfume and cologne. Okay?
Oh.
So
that's something I miss. I don't do perfume anymore, and I wish I did.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
I have never done perfume.
Yeah.
Because sometimes perfumes give me a headache.
Me too.
Just like since I get overwhelmed by them. But I loved when Shane would wear something.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, we doing things tonight.
Also, then when you get a whiff of that, you're like, oh, my man.
Yes.
My husband. Yes.
Yeah. But I've always wanted someone to feel that way about me. Like walking past me and being like, damn, that lady smells nice.
Because there will be.
Sorry.
But honestly, I remember one time not one time. It was on New Year's Eve. My mom was watching my kids for like an hour or two while we had date night. If you have the exclusive, you know. But then whenever they came home, I like grabbed my baby and gave her a big hug. And I was like, Tay-Tay was there, wasn't she? My sister, Tay-Tay. When I smelled my baby, I could smell my sister's perfume on her. And I was like, I called my mom. I was like, was Taylor there? She's like, yeah, she was holding the baby. I was like, I knew it. I knew it. I could smell it on my baby.
Yeah. And so we got our first, it's just like a vial.
Yeah.
And it's a 30-day vial. And then next month we'll get a different one. So it's cool because if you're someone like me who gets tired of the same thing all the time and wants to try a bunch of different stuff and doesn't like to commit to anything, you get to take like a scent test of what you like. Ooh. And then you get a new one every month.
That's really, really nice.
So I sprayed it and I was like, do I smell like a rich lady?
That's what I've always wanted.
Shane's like, you do. And I'm like, oh my God. I literally was strutting back and forth from the kitchen table to the oven, which is only like 5 feet. We live in a peanut shell, basically. So I just like strutted back and forth like I was on a runway, all because I smelled good. Meanwhile, my face is just gushing and beet red because I've picked it. But I'm like, I don't care. I smell delightful.
Yes.
With the lights off, you're going to really like me.
Trust me. When you take away all of your other senses, You will love
I am
this.
hot.
I'm somebody too who uses like smells and like music sounds to like have memories.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So like the other day I was cleaning out my closet. Like I was cleaning out my bathroom closet.
Yeah.
And I found a perfume that I used to use when me and Corey first started dating because I remember I did, and I like sniffed it and instantly it was like flooded feelings that I felt back at that like butterfly in my stomach feeling when I was getting ready to go see him. I know, I almost cried, and then I cannot.
You are so postpartum.
I know. I was like in the bathroom, like, do you remember when we liked each other?
When we were so young and innocent and naive.
We thought, the whole world was ahead of us, and it was. Mm-hmm. But now our house smells like baby shit and puke. And we both just stink all the time because we can't shower. So
yeah, that was one of my least favorite times of life.
Yeah.
You are in the worst part of the worst.
Yep. But I know looking back on it, I'll smell baby shit.
And
I'll
you'll be like,
oh, remember when she was so small?
It's a Trixie's.
Hormones.
It's a Trixie's.
It is a Trixie's. In other news, something that, let's talk weather, okay? Mm-hmm. So right now, it is
cold.
Ass cold outside.
Yeah.
We're in Ohio, you guys. And it is fucking frigid out in this bitch. And also,
and we're a little bit like acting like bitches about it because
I am for sure a bitch.
Because
I hate the cold.
This is the first real like bit of cold that we've gotten. And
I know, and
January.
I was looking at my grandparents have been coming over because I don't want to take the baby out when it's this cold. So when I take Noah to school, they come and watch the baby, so I don't have to sleep. It's so sweet. And plus they just like to visit, and I like to have them over. But they like to watch, news and stuff. So when I come back, we drink coffee and we watch the news a little bit together. It's really nice. And we talk about things.
What's it like to have grandparents?
It's really nice. I'm trying really to savor it as much as I can because they're just the best people in the world. But we were watching the weather and they were like, it's going to get down to like 10 degrees in Ohio. And then they showed like the whole map and there was like fucking Wisconsin was like -29 or some shit. And I'm like, I don't know if it might have been the Dakotas, but I was like, holy shit.
People in the Dakotas, are you okay?
Are you okay? Because fuck. Yeah, it was like,
dang.
I was like, oh, I don't want to bitch about it being 10 degrees but 10 degrees is cold as shit.
Yeah.
But.
Do we have Dakota listeners? North and South Dakota people, are you here?
Why do you keep saying Dakota like that?
Did I say Dakota weird?
Like North Dakotas.
Do people in North Dakota talk like that? I thought that was...
Sounds a little Canadian.
Minnesota?
Oh, maybe not Canadian.
I'm not doing that intentionally. I will say I did read an Oscar No, not Oscar. What?
Elmo?
What? No. Fuck, what Muppet is it?
Oscar's not a Muppet. He's a Sesame.
We already figured out that they are Muppets.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry.
Fuck you, pudding.
Fuck you, M&M.
Fuck. Who is it? Grover? It's Grover. I read The Monster at the end of the book twice tonight, and I've lost my whole voice because I do his voice.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
That's really good.
Thanks. But I've lost my whole fucking voice.
It's okay. But what I was going to say was, there was a snow day today because it got real slick.
Forgot where we were.
Weather. We're back.
Okay.
So it's very slick. And so me being funny, I thought to my fiance, I said, it's ass-eating weather outside. Because what a callback.
Yep.
And I have never seen him so offended.
Really?
He was like, what are you even saying to me? And I was like, I don't want to eat your ass. Will you remember I said, Corey, help, I ate ass. And he was like, I'm like, whatever, listen to my fucking podcast sometime.
Yeah, grow up. My God.
You don't remember the one time? Yeah, so anyways, he thinks I want to munch his butt. So that's the thing that I'm dealing with now.
Oh, well, so sorry about that.
I know. And then one more thing. Love Island's fucking great. I can't stop. Oh, God,
where
it's
are
good.
you?
Okay, so right now, Sam and Mike just came back.
Oh. My gosh, do you know I finished it?
Already?
I
You
finished
started
it
after me.
I know. But can I tell you, I fell asleep while I was on the finale. And I could not remember who won. And so I'm laying there with my eyes closed, listening to it in my headphone. And I hear them announce the 4th place runner-up. And I was like, I could have guessed that. And then I fell asleep. And I woke up and I was watching The Bachelor. And I'm like, I wouldn't turn on The Bachelor.
What happened?
So I had to look up what the scoring was.
You found it?
Yeah.
You found that? Yeah, well, I'm like obsessed because I just think that Sam's I really like him as a person.
You do?
I think he's a funny, and I think
He
it's
is
the way
funny.
he smiles
Yeah.
when he's like, he's always like
Yes.
that. But they just did the episode. I've never had more serotonin in my life than the episode they did. Do you know what I'm going to say?
I don't know. Is it the dancing one?
Excuse me. Yes. Sorry, I have an itch like right in the center part of my nose. Okay. When the guys do the dance.
Yep.
I was losing it. It was the funniest thing I've
There's
ever
a couple
seen.
episodes where I have watched and thought Sierra's gonna die at this. Like I can hear you scream laughing in
I was
my
like,
head.
I literally was. I was like, ah.
Uh-huh.
Also, the one part when Camilla and I love Jamie.
I know.
Oh my God. It makes me so happy that they're together in real life.
Mhm.
Like that it happened for
In
them.
real
And-
life. Like that
that's
wasn't
not
real life.
But I mean,
Yeah.
like, for good.
Yeah.
But when they go to the thing and they pretend that they had sex or whatever,
Yes.
when she blinks and Montana, when she's like, ah! Her
Yeah.
face is so good. But I just realized how like amazing the way they speak. It just really makes me hate us. The way that we speak, because like the part with Kem and China. And then Amber was really upset. So her guy found out kissed another girl.
Mm-hmm.
And she's crying. And she says, I am absolutely gutted right now. And I was like, fucking that is beautiful. Because when I
feel
got
that.
cheated on, I was like, bro, I don't know if this fucking sucks. I'm fucking real sad as shit or something. Like, we
Feel
don't.
like absolute dog shit.
I feel like ass right now.
Yeah. No,
So,
feeling absolutely gutted.
When they use gutted, I'm like,
Mhm.
why don't we fucking say gutted? Because when they say it,
Because when we would say it, it would
It's, like,
sound
up
like
in
we
my
just went
guts.
hunting.
oh, I was
Yeah.
thinking sex.
Oh, ew. Have you
I
ever
got gutted.
Ew. 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 How dare you?
You're welcome.
How dare you? I did get gutted last night, if that's what we're doing right now.
Well, I went hunting, so I
And-
did the gutting.
In ass-eating weather?
Yeah, that's the best time to gut. That's gut season.
Ew.
All right, I'm
I
done.
hate everything.
Me too. I apologize for where I went with
You know what
this.
I really like about them? And I feel like it's in all British shows,
Mhm.
is like how kind they are to one another.
Oh my! I was like, even when they're mean, they're not really.
yeah, they're nice about it.
They're so. I was like, where's the drama?
And they're not mean for long.
no. They always it's always,
Apologize and acknowledge their own actions.
they're so good about it. Like
yes.
like the vulnerability I've been seeing, and like
Yes.
the way to be like, hey, I know that was on me, and I'm sorry I fucked up. I'm like, what?
I know. That's all I kept. Whenever I watch that show, I have like a range of emotions, but that was something that I always kept coming back to, is like, I know this is trash, but at the core of it,
Yes.
they are such kind,
The way they're
self-aware
speaking to each
people.
other,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
really really nice.
Like they care for each other, and it's not just about like drama.
And
Because
they
I feel
care
like
for each other, like not even just like on a whole, as the
Yep.
whole villa cares
Yes.
about each other.
Yes.
And I love that, because even when they're like mad at somebody, like you said, it's never for long, and then they're always like, I don't know, there's no like sneaky shit
No.
happening.
I mean, sometimes there is.
There was like once or twice, but then they called it out and they
Yes.
acknowledged
Yes.
it, and it was, let's move on.
Yep.
It's freaking nuts.
I know.
That's why I was like, I can't watch Jersey Shore after this.
I
It
know.
just makes me feel like, ah,
I know.
come on. I like those people now, but
Who, Jersey Shore people?
yeah. I was trying
Do you guys
to
listen? Snooki?
Oh my
JWoww?
God, Snooks.
Sammy Sweetheart? Oh, I'm so sorry about all the Ron stops. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, I super apologize about that. Because
Yeah.
Ron, stop.
Honestly.
Fucking quit.
Yep.
But I was trying to tell Corey about like the slang I'm learning, and I was like, and then they say geezer.
Oh my god, that was one I wanted to talk to you about. How I fucking love geezer.
Me too, but geezer here, so
as an old person.
Yeah. So I was trying to explain to Corey what a geezer is, and he was like, would you say it's like a gorilla juice head? I was like, yeah, I think that's what a geezer is. It's a gorilla juice head. Another reason that our slang is so weird.
Fucking sucks, honestly.
Gorilla juice head.
God damn, not a bit of class in our ass.
But
damn.
I do love geese.
Geezer,
mate. Fucking so good.
He's a good geezer. So, speaking of scandals,
yeah,
I guess drama.
Speaking of drama,
yeah. This is a scandals episode, and we are going to say now that the wonderful thing about the scandals episode is a lot of you have found us through stories from the scandals episodes. Yeah. So like that's super cool, and we kind of
we love that this could be like an ongoing episode,
interactive,
that we could do
series
together. Yeah,
right. And it is a way. We try and bring like a whole well-rounded like friendship situation. Yeah. And if you say that you don't have a gossip sesh with your friends, you're lying. You're lying. So this is like our equivalent to that. However, we do not want to become a gossip podcast, and we don't
like a Mean Girls kind of podcast. That's not who we are.
Yes, and we just want to, now that we are getting a lot of people sending scandals, I'm gonna try and update the form so that there's more guidelines, but we want to say here that we want to put some, I guess, what's the word?
Rules?
I guess, I don't know. We want to just put some kiboshes? That doesn't feel good.
What's a kibosh?
That means you like end it.
Oh.
We want to just like put an end to certain kinds of stories
that we're getting a lot of.
Yeah. First of all, we don't want any more teacher-student relationship scandals.
Nope.
A lot of those are being sent in by people who aren't the victim.
Yep.
And in that situation, it is a crime.
Yes.
There is an abuser and a victim.
Yes.
And those are not stories that we want to share.
Yep.
Especially without the permission
of the victim. I would never want to tell a story and have it trigger the victim who the story is being told. And a lot of people are giving like actual names, dates. Like that's another thing. Be very mindful when you're sending these stories in that if it's not your story, that person could listen. And even though you're anonymous, like just think maybe what that could do if they hear it.
Yes.
I am not going to pick those. However, I am reading them, and it does feel a little bit like intrusive to, even though I don't know this person. I just think like what I would feel if someone were reading about the worst time of my life.
Right. Told
in like a gossipy, funny way.
Yeah.
So just be a little mindful of that.
Right.
And the teacher student, it's very important to remember that in that situation, I don't care how old they are. If they're under 18, they are a victim. I don't care if they're 17. They're a minor. They can't consent. So, especially in the student teacher, and I know that age of consent somewhere is certain, but like in a student teacher situation, that's a very like grooming type of thing. And so it is.
And we also want to try and
stay
stay
away.
away.
Situation.
We also want to try and stay away from situations that are villainizing sexuality in a way. So like stepping away from student teacher situations, just like maybe it's coworker boss situation.
But like it's happening a lot with like stories that get sent in about specifically women.
Yeah.
Where
we don't want to demonize and villainize a woman for consensually participating in a relationship.
Yeah.
Because we wouldn't villainize a man in that way.
Yep.
Or society wouldn't. We
right.
No, society doesn't talk shit about men having multiple sexual partners or sleeping with their boss. Like,
yes,
men are championed for doing those things, and women are looked at as and labeled whores, sluts, whatever. And like, if you have words like that in your story, we're not sharing them.
Nope.
So I don't care how good you think your scandal is. I don't care how well you wrote it. If you are perpetuating that kind of narrative,
shamey in any way about like, any kind of like slut shaminess,
it's not going to get shared.
Nope.
So
also keep in mind that we are reading these on a very public platform. So if you're telling a story that you want told that has names in it, and the person whose name you're telling me is out of prison, I'm not going to say that story.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell me in a way and say like, bleep out the names, change the names. I know a lot of you are like still putting like real names and then telling me this is their real name. But like, I don't want to accidentally say it. And then that person is, could come after us in some kind of way or like online in any way. So if I tell your story, I might change the names for me.
Right.
Because I don't want to say their name out loud.
So we just want to give that why can't I figure out words today?
Well, no, I can't either. What is that?
You know what I'm talking about?
That
someone's yelling it at us.
Yep.
Does it start with pre?
Shit. Prompt? No.
Prelude? No. What's the beginning of a book?
Introduction.
No.
No, I know.
Motherfucker.
What is it? Literate motherfucker.
It can be pronounced two different ways. And I always...
Fuck.
Not the prologue.
Prologue!
No. Oh, there is an epilogue and a prologue.
Yeah.
No. Fuck. I don't know what it is. Just wanted to give that heads up for getting into the scandals.
Yeah.
Because we want to have more strict or more just obvious guidelines moving forward rather than just a free-for-all, because that's kind of how it was.
Yeah.
And it was mostly because we were not having as many stories.
Yeah. So
now we're having just a landfall.
There's a lot. And also there's just so many. Yeah. The teacher thing. Let me just say, if you're thinking about being a teacher in any way and you're attracted to teenagers,
maybe
don't be a fucking teacher. What?
And also get help.
Yes.
Because even in any job that you have, don't
be attracted to teenagers.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay. Let's begin.
Okay. We did have some that made the cut.
Yes, we did. And they're good ones.
Okay.
I am going to probably change this person or just say the first initial of the person they're talking about. Okay, ready. Hey, ladies. I absolutely love your podcast and hope that this blows your mind a little bit. Haha.
Oh.
It does. My name is Jordan, she, her, and I'm from the Gold Coast in Australia. And then just put in parentheses,
Good eye.
I know you love us, Jerry.
I do.
I do too. And this is a story about a guy my mom dated a while back. Let's call him S.
Okay.
Because that's what he told us.
Okay.
Buckle up and let's get this shit show going. So when I was maybe 17, 18, my mom started dating this guy named S. He was honestly a cool bloke. They were dating for around 2 weeks before my mom introduced him to us. He was a cool guy. We all got along fine. My little siblings loved the stories he would tell. He told them about how he shot and killed an 8-foot crocodile that was in his dam on some property he owned up north.
Crikey.
Crikey, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He told them about his many skills with tracking and hunting from his job as a ranger. He even told us about his work he did in aiding firefighters during the bushfires of 2020-2021. What an amazing man, we all thought, but wow, we were wrong. One morning, S had gotten up early to go to the supermarket because he wanted to surprise my mom with breakfast and needed some things. Around 4 hours later, my mom was texting him, but no response, and to her, he had left with no answer or anything. By that evening, Mom had seen that S had blocked her or had deleted her on Facebook, and still no response to numerous calls and texts. We were kind of dumbfounded because surely he wasn't just ghosting her. We thought, no, because he had left his wallet with all his IDs and info in the kitchen. He left 2.5 suitcases of clothing and various other stuff. And he had also left a gun under my mother's mattress.
Oh my God. S, are you good?
It says, guns are not a thing in Australia, by the way. So it was fucking mad. That's another thing I love that they say. Mad. Down under. And it was fucking mad.
Yeah.
I love that. Why don't we say that? Anyways, fast forward 3 weeks, and my mom finds out from his daughter, who lived up north, that he was arrested that morning for armed robbery and identity theft. So I guess S wasn't his real name.
And also, that wasn't his only gun.
No, obviously he's got armed robbery.
And identities.
Yeah, this man was living in our house for 3 weeks. I moved out shortly after that, and my mom still didn't learn anything and let men partially move in way too quickly.
Oh, Mom.
No shade to my mom, but maybe wasn't the best idea, Rose.
Oh, Rose.
Sorry, Rose.
Oh.
This is, thanks, ladies. I love you so much.
Oh, we love you.
We do.
Rose, wishing you the best.
Yeah,
honestly.
I've been there. Not with the guns, but with letting men, sway their way into my heart in my house.
Yes.
All right, the next one, pronouns are she, her. Thank you so much, you guys, by the way, because there are a lot of people now sending in pronouns. Fucking love
Thank
that.
you. It's so much easier for us.
It really is. This was a 2-parter, but I only put the first part in because the second part was kind of long, and I think it had to do with the teacher situation.
Got it.
So. She, her. Hey there. Love you guys so much. Have used your podcast as a form of dealing with Wiggly's crippling anxiety. So that's pretty snazzy. But anyways, I have 2 stories for you. Sorry, I only took one. They both took place at my small all-girls high school, about 500 students in all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now a junior in college, but when I was a junior in high school, I remember one day a girl went into the courtyard to feed the turtles because our school was weird as fuck. And apparently there were just baby turtles there that we had adopted.
What?
That's why I added this.
This sounds like a dream. This sounds like one of my fucking dreams.
Hold on, it gets worse. When she was going to feed them, she discovered a giant bag of a weird substance that we later found out was crystal meth.
What? With the turtles?
Good old yeehaw, Missouri. And that's it. That's where
that was it.
That's where she ends it. Here's another thing. I'm going to say another thing for the stories. Guys, give us more.
What happened?
You have to give us an ending. You can't end it
this
like that.
This is still like my dreams. I'm at school. I go to feed the turtles. I find crystal meth, and I'm awake. And I have no idea how it ended.
There are so many like that I'm probably going to share that I'm just like, what? Wait, what? Then what?
I'm picturing the crystal
meth.
Wrap
it up with an ending.
I'm picturing the crystal meth like in New Girl.
Yes.
And it's actually not crystal meth. It was just
pond rocks.
It was just
that would actually make more sense with the turtles.
Oh, yeah. Oh, case closed.
We figured
Don't
it out.
worry. We'll solve any crime by dinner time.
Okay. There's a couple of these themed stories for us in here. You ready?
Theme?
We'll see.
Okay.
Well, she says right here. My office has a collection of crazy stories and scandals, but I'll go with the poop-related story for you guys.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it. We have an annual Christmas party at a really fancy restaurant, and usually everyone leaves pretty buzzed, right? Okay, Christmas parties, am I right?
I think we're going to say pretty butts.
Pretty
Everyone leaves with pretty butts.
2 years ago, one of my coworkers got a little too crazy on the night of the party. We will call her Rachel. Rachel was falling all over the table, knocking over chairs, and crying about how beautiful the restaurant was.
Oh, Rachel.
We have all been there, Rachel.
We are all Rachel.
Another one of my coworkers, his fake name is Bob,
offered
to give her a ride home at the end of the night.
Should have been Ross.
Fucking really should have.
Missed opportunity.
We were all pretty surprised. Bob Ross?
Bob Ross was helping Rachel home.
That's
why it was so beautiful. He had painted the restaurant.
That makes the ending of the story really good. And you'll see why. He offered to give her a ride home at the end of the night. We were all pretty surprised because Bob constantly talked about how much he didn't like Rachel. Well, bitch. Turns out Bob took Rachel home and then realized he had to poop.
Oh, no.
Instead of asking Rachel to use her bathroom, Bob made the choice to strip down in her front yard and shit in the grass. I'm not sure if Rachel ever found out, but Bob sure loves telling that story at work lunches.
Oh, my gosh.
Can you imagine? You've shit in someone's yard? You're fucking lying to me. On purpose?
Yes.
Was it Rachel?
I was on a walk. It was midday. It was during the daylight hours.
Are you fucking joking me right
now? No,
now?
I'm not. I don't know if I've ever told the story on the podcast.
You never have, because I've never heard it.
So I went to a local pizza restaurant here.
You know what Italian food does to you.
I know. I had a bunch of cheesy bread. And we got back to my high school best friend's house, and she was like, do you want to go on a walk? And I was like, I probably shouldn't. But then we did. So we went on this walk. We don't go on walks. Like, that was not a thing we did together, but on that day we did.
Right after you ate so much fucking Italian. Come on.
So we walked. We walked down, and we were like making a big loop, okay? And I got to one place, and I was like, I'm gonna shit myself. We're around nowhere with a bathroom. Like, I don't know what to do. And she's like, can you make it back? And I'm like, no, I can't make it back. We should have never left. And so we went
Leave me here to die.
I went down this alley, and I found this like break in some bushes.
Sure.
It was like someone's backyard.
Okay.
There was a fence and then shrubbery.
Okay.
And so there was like a little hole for me to like tuck back into the shrubbery. So if someone like looked down the alley, they wouldn't have seen me.
Right. But if they looked out their house, was it a chain link fence?
Yes.
I
think the shrubbery went behind me as well. But I remember squatting in that grass, and I made her keep lookout. And I found a really sturdy weed, and I held on to it for stability. And I liquid shit into their yard. I was like, weed and feed. I swear to God, it was foul.
Wow.
And I had to just shake her off and hope for the best, and then we walked back. So
my mom still. Sorry, Mom. She did that she went out to where my grandparents have like a they go out to this lake around us, and they have a camper.
Mom would be okay with you telling the story?
I think so.
Okay.
Sorry if you're not, but I think she's like, oh, it's so funny. That's so relatable. She said she would come on the podcast and tell her poop stories sometimes. It's where I get it from.
Good.
And we get it from my grandma.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah. So then normally they have like a porta potty situation where you could, well, it was locked that day, so you couldn't get in. And her and my sister had gone up there to like go hiking, and she was like, I have to shit. And so she just went around behind the bathrooms and just pooped on the grass.
Yeah, you gotta.
There was nobody else out there.
Yeah.
And then
what are you supposed to do?
She had water and napkins in her car, so she took care of it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I think she shit into a bag.
See?
And so
I
she
used to
cleaned
carry
it up, and then she threw it in the trash.
Yeah, like
went
a dog.
about her business like a dog.
I used to carry toilet paper in my camera bag for that exact situation.
Listen, and they can't say that it's gross, because we pick up our dog shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's just coming out of my ass.
Yeah, what's the difference?
And you're just doing it on people's yards, but not cleaning up. Like if you had walked your dog. How are you supposed to clean that up?
It was in the grass before. Like, I looked and it was gone, basically. It had just absorbed into the earth. From whence it came, it went back again. You know?
Yeah. You gotta be careful with that Italian.
I know.
I know now you know.
I normally try and go immediately home. I no longer go on walks after.
No. Okay, this one's very short. Sweet, to the point. I work in EMS. I lost count on how many people have had sex in the bunk rooms in the back of ambulances.
Hot.
That's the first thing I thought. I was like, that is fucking hot.
Right? Also, probably not sanitary, but
I hope I'm sure they clean up, right?
I would hope.
Unless what if you immediately get an emergency? You gotta go. But
this boner's an emergency.
911 on that butt. Anyways, God forbid I ever have to call 911. All I'll be thinking about is I wonder how many people have fucked back here. I laid in the back of that as a child.
You did?
Yeah, I was in a car accident.
I've never been in an ambulance. I watched my husband get taken away in one. But
You've never been in one?
No.
I think the only time I ever was in one was in that ambulance. Or was when I was in that car accident.
Yeah.
They thought that I had a head injury.
One to have sex.
What?
I've only ever been in one to have sex.
Yeah, we just got in there. It's fucking just me and that
emergency.
No, but this is why they took me in an ambulance, because I got into a car accident. I was a child, so I wasn't the one driving, obviously.
Right.
Well, I smacked my head against the glass, and I was screaming that my vision was fucked up and blurry.
You just lost your glasses.
I lost my glasses. They thought I had like head trauma. They put a neck brace on me and everything. And then when we got to
they just took you farther and farther from your glasses, and you're like, my vision is getting worse.
It's terrible. Then when we got there, I was like, does somebody have my glasses? Did they get crushed in the accident? And they're like, honey, glasses. And I was like, yeah, I don't have them on my face. And they're like, son of a bitch.
You probably didn't want to like interrupt them. They were doing their thing. You're like, don't mind me.
But just
don't mind me.
Whenever you get a second, my glasses.
I do have glasses.
I'd love those back. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. I took Ollie to his doctor's appointment, and they brought in she's like, we're going to do his vision test. And I was like, oh, fucking A. Like, I don't know if he knows any letters or numbers, but sure, go ahead and bring down your chart. No.
He did so well.
She comes in, turns off the lights, has this machine that's the size of like a virtual reality machine.
Yeah.
Points it at his face, and all these lights start flashing. And she goes, okay, perfect. Thank you. And I go,
what?
I said, you can tell what his like vision is from that? Like, you know, like if he needed a prescription? She goes, yeah, we could tell if he had an astigmatism. He's got 20/20 vision. And I'm like, what?
Do me.
I know. I
want to see what my score is.
I know.
They're like, oh,
she's like, yeah, this machine's like $10,000. Isn't it cool? And I'm like, what?
Where did you go? Tell me off the bias.
It's the doctor's office.
Oh, it's not like an eye doctor?
No, it was at his pediatrician.
You're shitting me.
It was dope as hell.
What?
I know.
I gotta go to that pediatrician.
I'll tell you.
That's really fucking cool.
Right?
I just want to see that machine.
I know. You gotta wait till she's 3.
Oh.
They'll probably have another machine then. They'll probably walk in and just like Men in Black her and then figure out what she's got.
Boom. Turns out she's got this one right eye is slightly off fucking whatever the shit.
That sounds like a prescription. I don't even have glasses, but I think that's exactly what my script is.
Whatever the shit that is what mine is.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the good one. This one is, I mean, they're all good.
Yeah.
But this one, when I read it out loud, I was laughing. So buckle up.
Okay. Overhead one.
I think I also really like this because it's a UK one.
Ooh, ready. Check.
Check. And away we go.
You ever been to Cedar Point?
Yeah.
Oh.
I fucking don't like Cedar Point.
Oh.
I love it, and then I don't, because I like black out on rides. My adrenaline gets too. Remember you guys diagnosed me with that shit? That like that vaso whatever shit?
I don't remember.
Vaso. It's like vasovagal?
Vis-a-vis.
Vasovagal? But I called it vasovagal, and Corey made fun of me. So that's not what it is.
I don't remember any of that.
Well, anyways, it's something that like your it's like a nerve thing where your nervous system, when you get like overly excited or some kind of like trigger thing happens, like blood can happen or anything like that, or like overheated, it will like cause dilation of your blood vessels, and it can cause you to like black out.
Oh,
I guess. I
used to watch.
Am I saying that wrong? You guys will tell me. I fucking know you will. So
I used to watch a video over and over again of this narcoleptic dog, and it would get so excited.
Oh no!
For food,
and it would pass out.
and so they would have to like pet it the entire time. I probably made you watch it because I was obsessed with this dog, because it would just be running in the yard and then it would just stop.
It's not funny. It's really sad. But also,
sad, but he was like, so happy.
He's so happy.
Like, who am I to say
that
it was sad? He was, I don't know.
And then they like are shaking him, and he's like, his little thing is panting, and then when he gets, Also,
he would just get so worked up he'd fall asleep.
fainting goats are really good too.
Yes.
Oh my god, me and Noah love a fainting goat.
Oh, you know how I feel about goats.
They're the best.
They are.
Okay. Good morning, ladies. That's how it starts. So funnily enough, I was the subject of said small town scandal. That's what we're looking for.
Yes.
Fucking great. And not gonna lie, I still find it hilarious, but cringes me to the core when I think about it now. That's another thing I've noticed, that they say like cringe. Cringe.
Cringe is like a popular thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we
now.
say things are cringy, but I just love that they say like cringes me, or like they can use it in different ways.
The context.
Yeah. When I was in my first semester of 6th form college.
What is that?
They say English version of your senior year of high school, I believe.
Okay.
So, I don't know, but she was 18 and it was the spring break before we went back for final courses, exams, etc. I had been into town with some friends to celebrate one of their birthdays, and walking home, my dumbass stacked it. I love it.
What is stacked it?
She fell flat on her face on a cobbled street. Just fucking stacked it.
Got it.
Side note, I love that Americans love the old British cobbled streets, but just wait until you're 3 beers in on an empty stomach while stumbling in high heels. Not that easy, let me tell you. Also, is the drinking age there 18? Fucking
yeah, I think
slamming.
There's... Are you okay?
I think I'm having an attack of some sort.
Okay. I feel that. I will say that there are not cobblestone, brick streets in Kent.
Yeah.
And they are a son of a bitch to walk on.
Yeah. I've driven on some of those, and they're like fucking
You're like,
it's terrible.
That is so fun to do. Have you ever done that? You just let your jaw go.
Hold on. I bet mine can really get going. No, I can't.
You're tensing up. You gotta just let her hang. How is it?
I can't. It's so fun, isn't it? I knew this gobbler would come in handy someday.
You guys at home, you like that?
You just ever wait. I can't even imagine if someone's listening on audio. I'm so sorry. Why can't we stop? Because I'm laughing too hard.
Oh, one more time. I gotta do one more time.
Okay.
I can do it. No one's asking. Okay.
So we're back in England.
Okay.
Okay.
What the fuck kind of tangent was that? What detour did we take?
How did we get there?
I don't know.
So like any BS.
Oh, we were on cobblestone streets.
That's right.
Oh, and now we're in England.
Okay, we're back. Anyway, so like most BS fairy tales, this guy, who can only be described as hotter than the sun, comes over to help me. Let's call him Mr. Sexy Butt. She said it, not me.
Hey.
This prince happens to have a pack of tissues on him and waited with me until my nose stopped bleeding.
Your nose was bleeding?
She stacked it.
Okay.
Thankfully, it took forever because we got to talking, laughing, and even a little inappropriate flirting.
Ooh.
When I stopped pissing blood from my face, he somehow thought I was still cute enough to take to lunch. Such a gentleman.
Wow.
So we got a bite to eat, and we had so much in common. We both loved classic literature and nerdy humor. Perfect man. Can 100% recommend. All I could think was, how did I fall on my face and bag such a handsome man in the process? Excuse me. He was 23 and I was 18, but we didn't see that as a problem at the time and went out a few more times this week and, enjoyed each other's horizontal company, if you know what I mean.
Ow. Mr. Sexy Butt.
He was starting a new job the following week and I was going back to school, so we agreed to hang out. This is an exception to the rule.
Yep.
So we agreed to hang out the following weekend so we could get back into life and routine. Great, right? Well, let me tell you. First day back, I'm bragging to some of the girls in the canteen about this hot older guy, and they are jealous of my new mysterious man, and the bell rings. Off to my final class of the day, English literature. Remember they both had classic literature in common?
Is this Pretty Little Liars?
What? Hold on. So I'm sat in my assigned seat, front and center of the classroom, and my teacher comes in to announce the visiting professor has arrived to teach us this term. I look up, and in the name of Pretty Little Liars, who is standing in front of me? They wrote that. Mr. Sexy Butt.
Oh, no.
Looking fine as heck, suit and tie, and of course, I'd recognize that butt anywhere. I'm pretty sure in that moment, I died. He, however, hasn't noticed me yet, so I buried my head in my hands trying to be incognito, praying he wouldn't notice. A girl could dream. He takes the register, and as he goes through the names, he gets to everyone to raise their hands so he can put faces to names, and then he read out my name, locked eyes with me, and froze. Now, this man can read prose like a bard. That's what it says. I don't know what that means.
You don't know what a bard is?
No.
It's like
a bard.
It's an old-timey, musician.
Oh, all I was saying was, this bard is good.
Das Bard is good.
He could read prose like a bard.
This bard is Vargard.
Yes. But he cannot act for shit. He stutters through the last of the names and then fumbles through his work. I'm mortified at this point, and I try to just keep my head down and wish away the rest of the class. After class, he asks if I can stay back to talk to him.
Hold on. No!
She's 18, remember.
Okay.
So she's not a minor. A very awkward laugh and conversation happens. Well, and he's 23. I mean, when I was 18, I was dating someone who was 26. So
but I will say they met outside. They didn't know each other before.
And yeah. 1 second. Because I think the thing that grosses me out about school things is using that position of authority as a way to groom. Like I said, It's very predatory.
Yes.
So
this he just had tissues and she stacked it on this cobble street.
She fucking stacked it. And then what are you going to do? Fall in love, obviously. Yeah. Well, a very awkward laugh and conversation happens. How did we fail to mention the school we were both going to be at? Who knows? Maybe God thought this would be hilarious. I don't know. Anyways,
I hope she's now Mrs. Sexy Butt.
Oh, you would think. Well, wait till the end of the story. It's so good. Anyways, I was a horny bitch of an 18-year-old, and he was in a suit, and we all know the power of a hot man in a suit.
Oh, no.
We do. The awkwardness subsides, and suddenly we are making out. I'm sat on my desk, and it is getting spicy. Everyone has obviously left by this time, and here we are after hours getting down to our extracurriculars.
Oh, my God.
Well, all the students had left, of course, but then we hear the door open. We jump apart like shrapnel, and in comes another teacher. She doesn't catch us touching, but let's face it, at this point, I'm a little disheveled, and his jacket is on the floor, so she knows.
Oh, shit.
She says nothing and backs out of the room. Mr. Sexy Butt chases her out of the room and tries to justify what happened or something. I don't know. I start crying, but I'm not sticking around. I flattened my hair down and legged it home. He rang me that evening. This is where it gets good. He rang me that evening to tell me that he spoke to the teacher and told her that we were cousins. And that we hadn't seen each other a while and we were just catching up. Somehow she bought it. I don't know. She was clearly a dumbass. He told me if anyone asked to tell them the same story.
Ew.
It was in that moment that I realized Mr. Sexy Butt was in fact an actual idiot. Well, as things happened,
Mr. Dumbass.
As things happened, rumors spread. It ranged from us being cousins having sex on his desk to attempted arson.
What?
And everything in between. I don't know.
Oh my God.
To save face, he voluntarily left the school a few weeks later, but it was already too late. The last few months of college, students would put condoms in my locker, but joke's on them, really, because that shit's expensive. Free condoms, you know? It was a rough few months, but I learned a valuable lesson. Primarily, don't drink on an empty stomach because you may fall, literally, for a man, and subsequently 1,200 of your peers and teachers will still call you a slut and think you fucked your cousin.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
That being said, though, it didn't stop my dumbass from hooking up with my own biology teacher that summer, too. He might have been young. It's fine.
I thought she was going to say my own cousin. You know what? I think I'll give that a shot, too.
Who knows?
You know.
You'll be pleased to know that after that summer, I moved away, cut contact with them both, and promptly found a therapist. There you go.
For you, sweetie. Oh my God.
I love you.
Sorry.
I love you ladies so much. You make my commutes far more bearable, and thank you for saying what we are all thinking. You make such a difference to so many people, even across the pond.
Aw,
and she says an X, which I think means like kisses.
Oh, did you just say commutes?
Commutes?
Are you okay?
No.
Commutes? You are more wheezy than I've ever heard you in my life. You are like the penguin from Toy Story. What's happening?
Honestly, I don't know. I think I ate something that maybe was
questionable,
and I might be tripping.
Okay, you did have a sip of a beer that may be 10 years old.
Oh my God.
So I don't know what happens in the fermentation process when it's been in my fridge for a long time.
Fucked me up is the thing.
Maybe. That, I think, is pretty high percentage what you're drinking.
Oh my God, I forgot I was drinking alcohol.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what it is.
That is a brewski.
Hammered.
Good. Great.
I don't know why I'm wheezy. I probably have COVID. Everybody else does.
Oh, well, I just had it, so I'm good.
Yeah. That's why I know I'm safe to come here.
Yeah.
Give you the disease back. Okay.
There's more?
That's it for that story. There's more
okay.
stories.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I can't believe I'm just remembering that we did blah, blah, blah.
I know. We, like,
we
went down a hole. It felt like I could do that for an hour.
It feels so good.
I could do that for another hour.
If you're just, like, ever upset, like, crying, just be like...
I'm actively trying not to keep doing it. Because I know if I do it one more time, I have to do it 3.
Yeah.
It's like a chip.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have just one. You
No.
can't just one time.
I gotta
You gotta do a little bit more.
Okay. A couple on par with our theme tonight. Poop. A couple years ago, I was working at a movie theater. During this time, it was insanely slow. The night that this happened, it was oddly busy.
Okay.
So I was the manager and I was running the theater by myself. I was sitting at guest services, which was facing the concessions, and I was just watching concession to make sure that my poor workers could handle the rush that was coming in.
Mm-hmm. Have I ever talked about how I almost got a job at a movie theater?
Movie theater?
Did I say it like that?
Yeah, fucking talking to me about commutes. And here you're over in the
All
theater.
I had was a twisted tea. It's like basically nothing.
It's like basically, yeah, just tea.
But it reminded me of a drink that I used to drink in college, which was iced tea, vodka, and lemonade. Oh,
dude,
my
that
God.
was the old twisted Arnie Palm.
Yes.
So good.
So good.
Movie
Where's
theater.
my voice?
What is happening to both of us?
I don't know. So movie theater.
Yeah.
I was living in Kent and I was supposed to get a job.
Mm-hmm.
And so the movie theater, which was like super close to my house, was hiring. And so I applied. I got an interview. This is the only job I've ever interviewed for that I didn't get.
Sorry, you said you were in college?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what movie theater was close to your house? Okay, I'm with you now.
Yeah, when I was living in Kent.
Okay.
So I went for my interview, and one of the questions was, why do you want this job? And I said, so my mom will get off my back.
You did not.
I did, and I never heard from them again. And I was like,
no.
I thought that was a good one, but okay.
You didn't like my joke?
I guess not.
Wow.
But then the zoo hired me, so it was fine.
Oh, way better. Your 2 options were a movie theater and a zoo?
I was way more qualified for that.
For the zoo?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
To run rides.
Oh, yeah. You'd been doing that for years.
Certified Connie over here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, there was a what's that called?
I cannot stop burping.
A filter on Snapchat, and it's this like old lady frog looking thing.
What?
It's just an old woman, but it like gives frog energy.
Okay.
And as soon as I turn it on, Ollie goes, "What's that about?" And I could only talk to him.
Yeah.
Like I was from New York, and I was like, "I'm your grandmother. You never see your grandmother before. Oliver, hello. Give me a kiss." And he was like, "Fuck no, lady."
What was the one you used to do? Miriam?
Carol. Well, Miriam was one, but Carol was the one who had that accent.
Yeah. What did Miriam sound like? You have to.
I can't do it because it had
the filtered voice.
It does have the filtered voice, so it's higher.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
Damn it. Okay, fine. I won't pressure you. We're back in the movie theater.
She was a bit of an idiot.
Miriam?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Guys, I have a lot of characters.
It's very
Snapchat
fun.
characters.
One of the busters walked into the lobby to clean up, and a group of teenagers, maybe ushers?
Usher
walked in.
Usher,
baby.
Dude, don't.
Walked
My
up
favorite song for a while was "Baby, I Don't."
I remember when that song comes on, it reminds me of you.
You can dance on a pole that don't make you a hoe.
That's what the theme of this is.
Mm-hmm.
You can dance on a pole, and that don't make you a hoe.
If you work until 3, if you leave it with me,
and I get that
money.
Yeah.
Money. Anyway.
Oh, people are gonna be like, "What is wrong with these girls?
Are
They
you
never
okay
get to the
this
point."
week? The answer is no.
No.
I'm Kermit the Frog, and I'm not okay. Sorry.
Things are getting to us. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
One of the Busters Ushers walked into the lobby to clean up, and a group of teenagers walked up to him. I then saw him point to me, and they walked over and asked if I was the manager. I thought it was just a projector issue or something like that, but what came out of his mouth shook me to my core. He said, "I don't know how to tell you this, but someone took a massive dump outside."
Sounds like you did know how to tell me.
You did. You said it very, very well. I asked them to show me, and there was a massive turd on the ground in front of the movie poster cases.
Oh my gosh.
I had no idea what to do, so I went inside and called my boss on the phone to ask for advice.
Got a popcorn box and just scooped her up.
Well, listen to this. She calls her boss. He then asked me to describe the poop to him.
What? Why?
And then this is how it ends. Honestly, super awkward because I was only 19 when this happened.
So you did.
And that's it.
That's it?
That's how they end it. Unless they didn't mean to hit send and there's more of that somewhere, but that's the one that I saw. So I'm going to need more.
Did you describe the poop?
And can you describe it to us?
Yes.
What did it
how
look like?
How did you get rid of it?
This is what, right there, we need finales.
You
need to wrap it up in a bow. Not the shit, but the story.
Yeah. Did the usher come around with the little, like, pan with the handle and the little just scooped it in there?
Well, we don't know the consistency. That's why we need descriptions of this shit.
Yeah.
You know what podcast you're writing to. We need to know what that turd looked like.
Show me what that turd do.
Show me what that poo do. Okay, last two. So my dad is legally blind due to a degenerative disorder called...
Sorry, I thought you were going to say due to some degenerate.
My dad is legally blind due to a degenerative disorder called retinitis pigmentosa.
Okay, I've heard of it. Yeah.
For real?
Yes.
Okay. Which was honestly super traumatic and upsetting for a while, but now it's just funny. He's like a Roomba. He just goes until he hits something and then he changes direction.
Poor dad.
He's also super stubborn, which means he refuses to use his cane in our neighborhood where people he knows might see him. In parentheses, once he got hit by a car and refused to let anyone help him and just walked home. Didn't even think to tell me until a few days later when I asked why he was limping.
Oh my God.
Dad, you have to ask for help sometimes.
Yes.
It's like when you get hit by a car.
Like minimum.
Minimum
when you get hit by a car, ask for help.
Maximum, honestly. Yeah. Like that should be
max.
No, minimum.
Max, no gunshot wound, you stay fucking silent.
But only cars.
If it's a bus, shh. Only cars.
But he likes to fuck with people on occasion because our poor neighbors are joyously naive.
Oh.
Recently, he took the train home from a doctor's appointment. He had to walk through a busy part of town past our local church to get home and decided it would be really funny to pretend like he'd experienced a miracle. He used his cane right up until he was in front of the church door and then stopped, looked up at the cross on top of the building, smiled, folded up his cane, and took off running. Dad, I work at a children's library in the same town, and the next morning I heard a bunch of the nannies gossiping about the miracle they'd witnessed the day before outside the church and how God is so good and he truly can make the blind see again.
Oh,
no. In conclusion, praise Jesus, hallelujah, or whatever, I guess. I don't know. This says, P.S. You guys are amazing and have helped me through the past few months since my major depressive disorder diagnosis.
Oh, congratulations.
Talk about being No Spoons McGee. Anyways, love you to the moon and back, ladies. You're amazing. Thank you very much. Love you.
Wow, that's so fucking funny.
That
Dad's
was really
got a
good.
sense of humor.
Your dad's awesome. Your dad sounds like that's the kind of person that I want to be if something horrible beyond my control happens. I don't know how I would react, but I hope that I could react and, try to still be making jokes and
do what you can with it.
Yeah.
When my mom had cancer, she was like that.
Mm-hmm.
So when I have two stories that she did. One, when we were at the mall, you know how there's people at the kiosk will be like, hey, can I wash your shoes for you? Or like, hey, can I straighten your hair?
Yeah.
First of all, why are you doing that?
Why?
Stop trying to curl my hair at the mall, okay?
No. Because are you going to curl all of it or are you going to curl a section so that we see what happens and I'm walking around with one curl in my fucking hair?
Yeah.
Weird.
You're telling me I look busted and that you want to fix it, okay? Like, enough.
You don't want to touch this
I
hair.
intentionally came here this way.
It hasn't been washed in weeks.
Yeah. Anyway, well, when my mom had started chemo and her hair started falling out, was wanting them to ask her because if they would have touched her hair, it would have just come out in clumps.
No.
And she was like ready to start screaming, what did you do to my hair?
Wow.
We didn't actually go through with it, but that was like her dream. It was like her hope
to be able hilarious,
to do that.
But also that would be so traumatizing for those people.
I know. Then, so because my mom is who she is, and she didn't even tell her work that she had cancer, she would like take half days and she would go get chemo.
Oh my
God.
And
like she scheduled a vacation so that we could go and shave her head.
Yeah.
And then her wig was a little bit longer than her normal hair. So she's like, well, if I'm gone for X amount of time, then people won't remember how long my hair was. So the wig being longer will be okay. So we went to the beach, shaved her head, and then she tried to wear her wig. Well, the first night that she wore it, she fucked it up. She did not. It sat so far on her forehead. You looked great, Mom. You know that it was wrong. So we decided, like the fucking idiots that we are, to go to Dick's Last Resort.
Oh,
that day.
No.
If you guys don't know what Dick's Last Resort is, it is a restaurant where the staff is intentionally mean to you.
That's like the whole purpose of the restaurant is that they're dicks to you.
They give
and
you
they're
hats,
really fucking mean.
They give you hats that say terrible things on them.
Yeah. Sometimes you'll have a waitress or waiter that you can tell is new, and so they'll be like kind of mean, but then also kind of nice. And then you'll know that there's people that like they've lived for this, and they're fucking ruthless.
Yep.
And it's
well, we had a guy, and of course, the thing that he pointed out with my mom was how terrible her hair looked.
No.
And so she looked at him and she goes, well, I have cancer. It's a wig. I could take it off. And he broke character so fucking fast. And he was like, I forget who he said. We'll just say my mom. He's like, my mom had cancer. You can't make me feel bad. And he left. And we had a new server after that. And they were just like regular to us. They totally abandoned the whole being a dick
we're
thing.
not going to do this. Oh, no.
I know.
Oh, wow.
But I was, honestly, a little bit of me was like feeling like I won.
Yes.
Because I'm like, we out-dicked the dick.
That is...
Mom out-dicked you. My dick's bigger than your dick.
And I really feel bad. And then they're like, I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Wow. I wonder how many times they do something like that where they're intentionally mean about something and it's something that like, yeah. That's why I couldn't do it. I always said as a server that would be like my dream job.
You have to either abandon it or double down.
Yes.
And then it's like, how many times are you comfortable
you
doubling down, right?
Yeah. Okay, ready? So this one is where you have to do a little guessing game.
You could have picked any hair and you picked that.
That's you know what I mean? Yeah. You could do it.
Why would I want to do it though?
No, I know.
Could I? Yes. Should I fucking know? Okay.
That's the title of my memoir. Could I? Yes. Should I fucking know? Okay, ready? My little sister is also my niece and my second cousin, all in one person. Can you figure out how this is possible?
Do you have an uncle, grandpa, dad?
No, you want?
Am I still guessing?
You gotta guess.
Okay, so give it to me again.
My little sister.
Okay.
Is also my niece.
Okay.
And my second cousin.
Okay. Second cousin.
Uh-huh.
So she's got to be a half sibling
or something.
Okay, so not a half sibling. It's a step. What? Are they nuns? I don't like guessing.
Okay, I'll just tell you the story.
Okay.
When having everyday conversations, I often confuse people when I bring up my family. I completely understand the confusion because I myself can barely understand it. I have 8 siblings, I think. And this is how I have gotten them all. This isn't really a scandal, but sometimes people develop a misunderstanding that my family has been involved in some sort of incest situation or something like that.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I did.
Well, it's incest.
It's in my head,
sister niece, right?
In my head, I was like, okay, so your aunt and uncle split up and then your aunt married your dad.
Right. This is not the case, and there is an explanation. I also figured you guys would have a fun time trying to unravel my family tree, so they knew.
You've hurt my brain.
To start out, my parents are lesbians.
Aww.
And before I was born, my second mom had 2 boys with her former husband. That gives me my first 2 siblings. My mom used an anonymous sperm donor to have me. I have no clue who my father is or how many other siblings I have through him. That's why they said, I think. I only have found 2 siblings that share the same donor. This is how I get siblings 3 and 4. My only biological siblings of the 8. So remember that. Only biological siblings.
Okay.
So it'll make sense.
Okay.
Now this is where things get interesting. My aunt on my birth mom's side, so her mom's sister.
I need a chart.
Okay. I know.
Okay.
Had 4 children before I was born. When I was 5, my aunt started to go down a bad path and was unable to support her 2 younger daughters. My mom decided to adopt these 2 girls who biologically are my cousins, but I grew up with them as my sisters. This gave me my siblings 5 and 6, so they were legally adopted.
Got it.
Moving on to when I was 10, my mom was working as an officer in a local jail. One of the inmates was pregnant but had no way of supporting a baby, so my mom adopted my younger sister, sibling number 7. I know, isn't that so sweet?
Aww.
Now here's the craziest part of it all. Reminder, I grew up with 2 of my cousins as my sisters. When I was
one of them had a child and the parents adopted it.
Yes. When I was 16, the oldest of these girls was 25 and was about to have her 3rd child. She, however, was not in a position to support a 3rd child. My mom's doing what they know how to do, adopted this child, my youngest sister, giving me sibling number 8. If you think about it, she is biologically my second cousin, my niece, and my sister all in one person. She is only one in present day, but when she is older, how are we going to explain this situation to her? You guys are probably really confused, but I hope you had a fun time trying to figure this out.
No, I'm not confused at all. I just think that there's so much love in your family.
Your moms are beautiful people. So that's a wonderful thing for them to do. So
I think that you explained to your sister niece, second cousin, that she has so many people who love her and prioritize her well-being.
Yeah.
Even her birth mom.
Yeah. I think her parents are just like the sweetest fucking people. Yeah. Can you imagine like just constantly being like, don't worry, I got you. No. Don't worry, I got you.
No.
I know. I wish I was a good enough person.
I would like to be.
Yeah.
I would like to be that, but no.
I know.
No, I'm just
Just the 2 for me, thanks.
Yep. No, thank you.
Yeah.
So sorry. I wish I was a better person.
Me too.
But I'm just a me person.
Yeah, it is what it is. All right.
Wow.
So that's that.
That was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I picked some fun ones. I know that
Yeah.
some people, and maybe sometimes I'll do some of the like more dramatic or like but we needed a lighthearted episode. I felt so.
Lighthearted scandals. Well, we
Yeah.
needed to give more of a heads up of what our expectations,
what we're
I
looking
guess.
for.
Yeah.
So if you have anything like any of these,
yes, poop stories.
yeah, dude, anything you found a weird thing somewhere or
like mystery kind of thing.
Unexpected. It doesn't have to be a scandal. Really, we're just open to like good stories at this point. I think just like stories that make you go like, what the fuck? Yeah, that's what we're looking for.
Bit of a shock.
Yeah.
So, stories that make you go.
Stories that when you're driving on the cobblestone, you're all like,
we have to stop.
Okay. Would you say on what sheets?
I do. I want sheets. Okay. That's that on your scandals.
Yes.
Thank you so much, everyone.
We love you.
We love you so much.
Yeah.
And we will see you next week.
Yeah. All right.
We're out.
Goodbye.